Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
William Bendix stars in an episode of The Life of Riley. This episode goes all the way back to January 28th, 1945, and it seems that there is some missing money. $5 to be exact. And you got to remember, that was a lot of money in 1945.
Here he is, folks. During the day, he plays in movies like Wake Island and A Bell for Adano. But in his off hours, he's a gentleman farmer.
Yeah. And on my farm, I got the smartest little hen you ever saw. This hen lays an egg every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But on Friday, she lays 3 eggs. She likes the weekend off.
The American Meat Institute presents William Bendix in The Life of Riley. The meat people of America, providing a great food for a great nation. 5 million farmers and ranchers raising fine meat animals. 600,000 men and women in more than 3,500 meat packing plants. 400,000 meat retailers, all doing their level best to fill your daily needs. On behalf of all these, the American Meat Institute brings you The Life of Riley. Well, if peace and quiet ever reign in war worker Chester A. Riley's little California bungalow, leave it to Riley to change the status quo. And right now, something seems to be brewing as we find Riley, his wife Peg, and daughter Babs holding a family council in the kitchen.
Now, let's get down to the naked facts. 2 weeks ago, I came home from work, and I hand you 4 $5 bills.
Yes, we know that.
And I say to you, Dumpling, here's $20. Go out and buy yourself a new mink fur piece, because the rabbit in your old mink fur piece is getting bald.
Oh. Yes, Daddy, I remember seeing you give Mother the money.
Okay. When I gave you the dough, Peg, what did you do with it?
I told you I put it away in the cupboard here in the cream jug.
Cream jug? You mean the half and half jug? We ain't tasted cream in 2 years.
All right.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. You say you didn't look in the cream jug again until this morning?
Yes, and there are only 3 $5 bills.
So $5 is missing.
Daddy, are you sure you gave Mother $20? That's right, I didn't count it. I just took your word for it.
I'm positive I gave you $20. 4 $5 bills. You know me, I never forget a face.
What's that got to do with the money?
Well, Abraham Lincoln's face was on every one of the 4 bills.
Well, where did the $5 get to?
Now, let's use logic. You didn't take it, Peg. Babs didn't take it. I didn't take it. I got it. A burglar took it.
Oh, don't be silly, Riley. If a burglar did it, why didn't he take all the money?
Well, maybe he figured it would put him in a higher income tax bracket.
Oh, Daddy, burglars don't pay income tax.
They don't? They can go to jail for it. Oh, yeah. I see what you mean. Now, let's get logical, Peg. We didn't take it. A burglar didn't take it. Your Uncle Baxter is back east. Hey, maybe Junior took it.
Oh, Riley. Why, Junior wouldn't steal. You know that. Of course not.
I ain't saying Junior stole it. He probably just took it when we weren't looking. And forgot to tell us about it. Hi, Junior. How's my favorite son? Huh?
Okay, Pop.
Junior, look, did you borrow $5 from the cream jug?
Me? Well, no, Pop.
That's funny. I wish I knew where that $5 went to. I like to know what happens to all our income and outgo so I can balance my books.
You don't keep books, Pop.
Well, sure I do, mentally. And if there's $5 missing, I'm mentally unbalanced. You're sure you didn't take it, huh?
Well, honest, Pop, I wouldn't steal.
No, of course you wouldn't. Now I'm talking crazy. Why, us Rileys ain't got a crooked bone in our heads. Figured I even mentioned the matter, huh?
Okay, Pop. See you later.
Okay. Well, Junior, wait a minute. What's that you got in that box there?
Well, this?
Yeah.
Oh, just a basketball. I'll see you later.
Oh, wait a minute. A basketball? Let me get a feel of that, huh? Boy, I ain't had one of these in my hand since I played for good old NYU.
NYU?
Huh?
Pop, you never went to college.
Oh, this NYU was the New York Upholsterers. We played in the Industrial League. Oh, boy, this reminds me of the old days. I used to dribble the ball right down the floor, fast as a pussycat. Dribble Puss Rally, they called me.
Oh, yeah, I bet you were good, Pop. Can I have the ball now?
Hey, this is a pretty good basketball. Brand new, too. Where'd you get it?
Well, it's for my club's game tonight. Give me the ball, Pop. You might bust it.
Look, it's still got the price tag on it.
Price tag?
Yeah. It says $4.95. That's almost $5. Junior, where did you get $5 to buy a new basketball, huh?
Well, I can't tell you, Pop, but...
Junior, you took it from the cream jug. Junior!
No, I didn't.
Look at you. I can see guilty written all over your face. Guilty.
No, Pop.
How could you do a thing like this? Stealing from your own family. Didn't I give you the right kind of upbringing? Didn't we always sneak into the theater to see them crime don't pay movies? And this is how you repay me.
Oh, Pop, I didn't take the money.
I'm ashamed of you, Junior. To think that on Christmas I thought enough of you to give you my ruby ring that's been in my family for 100 years. But you don't deserve to wear it.
Pop, will you listen?
I don't want to hear no more. Now, go to your room and stay there.
Look, Pop, whatever you decide to do with me, you...
Never mind that. I've already decided what to do with you as soon as I talk it over with your mother.
Oh, Riley, I just can't believe Junior'd steal.
Neither can I, Peg, but the evidence is as plain as my face. Peg, there's only one thing to do. I'm going to give Junior a licking.
A licking? Oh, but Riley, Junior's a big boy now.
Oh, don't worry. I can protect myself. That boy needs a good old-fashioned shellacking, and he's going to get it.
Oh, now, Riley, look, you're just a little excited.
Now, Peg, no arguments. I know how to bring up my son.
Well, he's my boy as much as yours.
Oh, okay, I'll only lick my half.
Now, look, Riley, you don't want to do something you'll be sorry for. Couldn't you just give him a good talking to? After all, it was only $5.
Only $5. Yesterday it was cookies. Today it's $5. Tomorrow it's Fort Knox. Don't you see, Peg, this has got to be snipped in the bud.
Well, I suppose you're right.
I'm glad you see it my way.
Riley, what are you doing?
I'm taking my belt off.
Oh, you think it's best to do it with a belt?
It's the only way.
Oh, but Riley, a belt.
Oh, I know. I feel the same way. When I think that just a few years ago he was just a little baby, and now... Oh, this is one of the worst features of being a parent. But duty is duty, and no matter how unpleasant it is, it's got to be done.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Okay, here's the belt. Go and do it.
Oh, no, Riley. No, not me.
No, Peg. This is no time to get soft-hearted. You gotta be strong. You lick him. I'll cook the dinner.
Well, why can't you be strong? It was all your idea anyway. You're the one who's getting soft-hearted.
No, it ain't that, Peg. I just couldn't use my belt on him because...
Because what?
Well, who'll hold up my pants?
Well, I'm certainly not going to do it.
Okay, give me the belt. I started this, and I'll see it through to the end. Well, Junior, I'm giving you your last chance. Are you ready to confess you took the $5?
I didn't take it.
Okay, that settles it. You're getting a licking. Bend over.
All right.
Wait a minute. I'm giving you your last chance. Are you going to confess?
No.
Okay, that settles it. No more talk. Bend over.
I'm bending over.
Wait a minute. I'm giving you your last chance. Did you take the money? Come on, Junior, cooperate.
I told you I didn't.
Okay, that settles it. I ain't the type that shilly-shallies. This is the end. Come on, bend over. Bend over.
All right, get it over with.
Don't tell me what to do. You gotta be taught a lesson. Well, I might as well get it over with. Why don't you say something?
What do you want me to say?
Anything, Sonny, as long as you make me mad.
I've got nothing to say.
Trying to braze it out, huh? Okay, you better hold on to something because this is going to hurt, Junior. Okay, here it comes. And let that be a lesson to you.
Is that all, Pop?
Well, don't think I'm getting soft-hearted. The reason I stopped is it's on account of the war effort. The government wants us to conserve clothing, and if I gave you the licking you deserve, I'd wear out the seat of your pants. So I'm postponing your licking until the war's over.
That's okay with me.
But I'm still going to punish you. You ain't playing in the basketball game tonight.
Oh, no, Papa. I gotta play tonight. It's for the championship.
You heard me. No basketball tonight, and no more basketball this season.
But, Pop...
You're going to spend your spare time working and earning enough money to pay back the $5 you took.
Well, I'll do anything you say, Pop, but please let me play tonight, please. Just tonight.
No. It's time you learned that people have to pay for the mistakes they make. And if I ever catch you doing a thing like this again, you and me are through. Now put that in your pipe and smoke it. And don't ever let me catch you smoking.
In a moment, we'll find out more of the mystery of why Junior took the $5. Or did he?
January 28, 1945, The Life of Riley. This is Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. January 28, 1945, more of The Life of Riley as Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox continues.
And now back to The Life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley. Well, Riley is still convinced that Junior stole $5 from the cream jug and is determined to punish the boy by not allowing him to play in the championship basketball game tonight.
But, Daddy, couldn't you let him play just tonight?
No. I said no basketball for Junior until he pays back the $5.
I know, but he could start his punishment tomorrow. Let him play tonight. The game means so much to him.
He's got to be taught a lesson, Babs. You'll understand better what I'm doing when you become a father. I mean, when you... No.
Oh, but Riley, isn't it enough that you gave him a whipping?
Whippings are all right in their place, but you also got to impress the boy's mind.
Poor Junior. He made a date to take his girlfriend, Marilyn Morris, to watch him play. Now I guess he'll have to stand her up.
If she's the right kind of girl, she'll wait for him until he gets through paying his debt to society.
For heaven's sake, Riley, stop talking as if Junior was a criminal.
Well, that's what he practically is. No wonder he was so broken-hearted when Shaky got frozen stiff.
Now, look,
Wait a
Riley,
minute.
don't you think you're being...
Junior, is that you at the front door?
Yeah, it's me.
Come in here.
Well, what do you want?
I thought I told you you can't play basketball tonight.
Well, I'm not going to play basketball. I'm going out to see if I can get a job, like you said, to pay back the money.
Oh, okay. If it's for a job, you can go. Junior.
Yeah?
Be careful how you cross the street.
Don't worry, I'll be careful.
Who's that at the door, Junior?
Oh, it's Mr. Odell, the undertaker.
Well, tell him to come in.
I am in. Greetings, Riley.
How are you, Digger? How's with the undertaker, huh?
How do you do, Mrs. Riley?
Hello, Mr. Odell.
Ma'am,
Hello.
you're all looking fine. Very natural.
Thank you. Will you excuse us, Mr. Odell? Well, come on, Babs. We better do the dishes, dear, if we're going to the movies tonight.
Movies. That's all the ladies think about.
I'm very fond of the cinema myself. Riley, did you happen to see a film called Arsenic and Old Lace?
Well, no, Digger.
Don't miss it. It's about two old ladies who poisoned 12 men and buried them in the cellar. I sat through it twice. It was awfully gay.
It must have been. Well, what brings you here, Digger?
Oh, I've come to cheer you up in your hour of need. Riley, why didn't you tell me?
Well, tell you what, Digger?
That you had to pawn this valuable ruby ring.
Digger! My family ring. Where did you get it?
In Tubbins' pawn shop. I knew you wouldn't part with this ring unless you were destitute. Why didn't you tell me you were heading for the poorhouse? I'd have given you a helping hand.
I didn't pawn this ring. I gave it to Junior. He pawned it. That kid, if it ain't one thing, it's another.
Yes, boys can be very annoying. They annoy me constantly. Lately, half a dozen young hoodlums have disturbed me at my work by gathering in the doorway of my place of business and chanting a song.
Well, why should that bother you?
They always sing, "Don't fence me in." Well, Riley, I am glad to see that you're not flat on your back. Financially, that is. Well, I must be running along.
Oh, yeah. Well, thanks for everything, Digger. I'm a little short of cash right now. I'll pay you what I owe you for the ring tomorrow.
Oh, it's only $5. Take your time, Riley. Digby Odell is always glad to carry his friends. Cheerio.
Peg. Come here, quick.
Yes, what's the matter, Riley?
Peg, look at this.
Oh, it's your ruby ring. The one you gave Junior.
Yeah. And how does he show his ungratitude? By hocking it in the pawn shop.
Oh, no.
First he steals a $5 bill, but he couldn't hock that. So now he's pawning the family jewels. He's disgraced us.
Now, wait a minute.
Oh, I can't get over it. Pawning the family ring for $5. He ain't even smart. When I was a boy, I used to get 7 for...
Oh, wait a minute. Junior got $5 for this ring.
Yeah?
Well, there's something funny about all this. The basketball cost $5, and he got $5 for the ring. Then why do you have to take $5 from the cream Riley, are you sure you gave me 4 $5 bills?
Oh, sure, I'm sure.
Well, maybe you lost a bill or dropped it on the floor or mislaid it...
Peg. I remember. Perfect. Why, I was wearing the suit I got on now. I had the 4 $5 bills in the little watch pocket so I wouldn't lose them. I remember giving it to you. I put 2 fingers in my little pocket like this, and I pulled the money out like...
What's that you took out of your pocket?
That's nothing.
Don't say nothing. I saw something green. Now, what is it?
That's a piece of lettuce. I couldn't finish my lunch.
Let me see that, Riley.
Well...
It's a $5 bill. So you did have it all the time, and you accused Junior of being...
No. Peg. There's a lot of $5 bills. The Mint is having a big year. They're making a lot of money.
Riley, that's the $5 bill you accused Junior of stealing, and you might just as well admit it.
Yeah, I guess it is. What a revolting development this is.
That's the Chester A. Riley catchphrase from mid to late 1940s, even into the 1950s. What a revolting development this is. From January 28, 1945, William Bendix starring in The Life of Riley. The conclusion follows these important messages. You're listening to Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station. Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, the conclusion of The Life of Riley, starring William Bendix, January 28, 1945.
I said he didn't take it, but you wouldn't listen. Oh, no, you had to go ahead and call him a thief and ruin his basketball game.
I'm a failure as a father.
Well, what are you going to do about it?
I'm a problem parent. Peg, do you think he'll ever forgive me?
You better do something, and right away, too.
Yeah. Junior, darling.
He's not here. You made him go and get a job to pay back money he didn't take.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I gotta find him. I gotta... maybe that's him now. Oh, it's you, Marilyn. Well, come in.
I want to speak to you, Mr. Riley. Who is it, Riley?
Oh, it's Marilyn Morris, Junior's little friend.
Junior's fiancé.
Junior's fiancé. Excuse me, Marilyn, but isn't it a little late for a 12-year-old girl to be out?
12 and a half.
Pardon me, madam.
Well, hello there, Marilyn. Was anything wrong?
Plenty. Mr. Riley, after what you did to Junior, I think you're the meanest man in the world.
Well,
accusing your own son of being a thief and stopping him from playing basketball.
And giving him a beating besides.
What? You mean to say he beat Junior?
With a leather belt.
Mrs. Riley, I don't see how you can live with this man.
Oh, Mary. You shouldn't say things like that about Mr. Riley.
I have a right to criticize as his future daughter-in-law.
You sound more like a mother-in-law.
Well, anyway, we know now that Junior's innocent.
Yeah, but he didn't have to pawn the family ring.
Oh, but you don't understand. He had to pawn the ring, otherwise his club would have called him a thief.
What? Nobody's gonna call my boy a thief.
Just a minute, Marilyn. What's all this about Junior's club?
Well, Junior's treasurer, and he lost the $5 that the club saved up to buy a basketball. So he pawned the ring.
Well, why didn't he tell me about it?
Well, he knew how much the ring meant to you, and he didn't want to hurt your feelings.
Oh, I see.
You see the kind of a son you have, Riley?
Gee, how can I ever make it up to him? I got to do something nice. I know. I'm going to buy him a new lawnmower. But all this wouldn't have happened if he'd come to me for the $5 in the first place.
Well, that's what he should have done. But Junior isn't always as bright as he should be.
A lot like his father.
He's my boy, all right.
Well, he may improve.
Oh, gosh, I'm glad it's all settled.
Oh, but it isn't. You're forgetting about Junior. He can't play in the game tonight. You made him take a job.
Well, he can quit, can't he? The game ain't started yet. Where's Junior working?
120 Magnolia Avenue. He's got a hard job, too.
Never mind. He ain't going to do it. Marilyn, you go down to the gym and tell the coach Junior's playing tonight.
Okay.
We'll go and get Junior and have him down at the gym in less than a jiffy. Come on, Peg.
I'm ready.
Wait a minute. I almost forgot. Where's my belt?
Well, what do you want with your belt?
I'm going to give it to Junior.
What?
I'm going to give it to Junior, and then I'll bend over. 120. Here's the place, Peg. It's a funny place for Junior to work, a private house. He's too young to be a butler. Junior.
Oh, Mom, Pop. I'd have brought home the $5. You didn't have to come for it.
No, Junior, you don't understand. Everything is okay.
But what do you...
We know all about everything, and I ain't sore about you pawning the ring, and you're playing basketball tonight, and will you take me back as your father?
Oh, gee, Pop, sure, but...
Come on, Junior, dear, you'll miss the game.
But I can't leave my job.
You go to the game. Whatever you're doing, I'll do it for you.
You will? Gosh, thanks, Pop.
Well, hurry up, Junior.
Oh, so long, Pop.
So long, Junior. So long, Peg. Have a... Oh, hey, wait a minute. What am I supposed to be doing here?
That's it, Pop.
But that's a baby.
Yeah, I got a job minding the Reese's baby. They went to the basketball game.
But I can't mind this baby. This ain't my type of work. I'm a riveter. Peg, you mind the baby.
Oh, no, I'm going to the basketball game. Come on, Junior, dear.
So long, Pop.
Junior, Peg, don't... Peg. Pipe down, you. I'm not talking to you. Don't go. There, baby. There. Rally party will pick 'em up. Holy smoke, is this kid homely? Oh, all right, you're beautiful, love. I got this kid in the palm of my hand. Listen, baby, will you please dry up? Oh, I know what's wrong with a baby. Oh, yeah, you ate too much. Wait a minute. Ratty Potty knows what to do. He's going to pat you with a back and make you feel better. Yeah. Ain't that nice? Very low-type kid. Didn't even say excuse me.
And now, here's a word from the star of our show, Riley himself, William Bendix.
Folks, there's a war on. No, I don't mean the one that the Germans and Japs started and that the United Nations are going to finish. I mean the war against infantile paralysis, the deadly enemy of your child and mine. So, let's all join the March of Dimes. Send your dimes and your dollars, if you can, to President Roosevelt. Remember, a dime that you send marching may help a little child to walk.
Follow The Life of Riley, starring William Bendix as Riley, and presented by the American Meat Institute next week at this same time. Next week, Riley goes to a lodge initiation, and the results are black, blue, and disastrous. This is Ken Dial saying, see you next week.
This is the Blue Network.
From January 28, 1945, William Bendix in The Life of Riley on Classic Radio Theater. Now on Classic Radio Theater, an episode of Chandu the Magician. This episode originally broadcast January 28, 1949.
Frank Chandler, known in the Far East as Chandu the Magician, has learned that the sinister Roxor believes Chandler's occult powers are due to a talisman, the great emerald given him by his teacher, the Yogi. Knowing of Roxor's obsession with sorcery, Chandler tricks him by giving him a replica of the emerald, bought for a few rupees in a Calcutta bazaar. Later, at the hotel, Dorothy examines the wound in Chandler's throat inflicted by Robert Reagent after he had allowed himself to come under the hypnotic influence of the uncanny Dr. Shaw. The wound has taken the form of a cobra's head, and about Chandler's throat is a curious mark, like the outline of a serpent. It is morning now. In the sitting room of the hotel suite, Dorothy hurries to answer a knock at the door. Chandu the Magician.
Oh, come in, Dr. Dahl.
Good morning, Mrs. Reagent. I am surprised that your husband is not greatly improved.
Oh, he's much better. I called you about my brother.
Mr. Chandler?
Yes. I would have called you hours ago, but he wouldn't hear of it. I thought if I confronted him with you, he couldn't refuse to let you look at his throat.
I see. Where is he?
In his room there. He was asleep when I looked in a few minutes ago. Oh, that mark on his throat looks dreadful.
Like the head of a cobra?
Why, yes. I thought you recognized that knife when you saw it in my husband's room last night.
Yes. Those knives have been used very often here recently.
By the Dakukapai?
You know of the Brothers of Jeopardy?
Oh, they almost killed me in Siam not long ago.
Oh, no.
How could a knife make a mark like that?
Mrs. Regent, the forces of evil take many forms. In this case, you would be wise not to try to understand.
You mean it's something like black magic?
I beg you to do not question me, for your own sake.
Oh, never mind about me. Can you do anything for Frank?
Mrs. Regent, I knew your brother long ago when he arrived in India for the first time.
Yes, he told me that when he asked me to call you for my husband.
I am sure he has the power to turn this evil from him, if he will.
But he won't do anything about it. He insists it's nothing. Wait until you see his throat. It's the most frightening looking... Frank, are you awake?
Come in, Doctor.
I asked Dr. Dahl to come and see you.
Good morning, Mr. Chandler. This is a great pleasure.
Well, very glad to see you. Not as a doctor, as an old friend.
Sit down there by the bed, Dr. Dahl. I'll tuck up the netting so you could... Frank, that mark's worse than it was an hour ago.
Nonsense, Dot.
You're going to let the doctor look at it.
Mr. Chandler, this has gone much too far. Do you know who could be trying to kill you by this means?
Yes, a man named Shaw, but I...
Dr. Ian Shaw.
Oh, for goodness sake, do something.
You're making it worse by your fear, Dot.
If Dr. Shaw himself is your enemy, you may be beyond help.
Oh, don't tell him that. Frank, can't I help you? What can I do?
Don't be afraid. Evil has no power. No power except what is given to it. I give it none. Dr. Shaw is powerless to harm me or any of us. You see, Dot, it's all right.
Frank, are you sure?
Quite sure.
I ask your pardon, Mr. Chandler. If you had died, the blame would be mine.
Not at all. If I'd realized sooner what Shaw was up to, it needn't have happened.
For Pete's sake, what's going on? Oh, good morning, Dr. Dahl.
Is Uncle Frank sick?
No, Betty, this is just a social call.
At 7 o'clock in the morning?
Your uncle and I are very old friends, Miss Betty.
Uncle Frank, are you really okay?
Certainly.
Well, I thought maybe that cut... Hey, the mark's gone.
What?
You can't even see it.
No, I told you last night it was nothing.
Mr. Chandler, if this influence is to continue here, we shall need your help.
Oh, he won't be here, Dr. Dahl. We're going home to California.
Oh, I regret that very much.
I suppose this is as good a time as any to tell you, Dot. I'm not going with you.
Oh, no, wait a minute.
He doesn't mean it. Do you, Uncle Frank?
Yes, I'll have to stay in India for a while.
Oh, Frank.
We were going to pick up Naji in Cairo and take her home with us. Well, she won't care about going if you are not there, Uncle Frank.
We can decide that later, Betty. Let's go down and have breakfast as soon as Uncle Frank's ready. But won't you join us, Dr. Dahl?
I am sorry, Mrs. Regent. When I have spoken for a time with your brother, I must go.
Well, we can have something set up here if you like, Dr. Dahl.
I'll see about it, Frank. I was going to have a tray sent up for Robert anyway. Come along, children. Goodbye, Dr. Dahl.
Bye, Doctor.
Glad to have met you.
I regret that we could not have met under happier circumstances.
He's a funny guy. You know that?
There's something about him. I almost think...
What, Mother?
Oh, nothing. Uncle Frank seems to trust him, so I suppose he must be all right.
Roxor.
You're surprised to see me, Chandler.
I wasn't expecting you quite so soon. Come in.
Where is Regent?
Out at the moment. Will you sit down?
Yes, I have plenty of time now.
More than he has, I'm sure. He went with the family to do some last-minute shopping. They're leaving in about an hour.
Leaving?
Yes, they're going back to California.
His wife and children may return to America. Regent will stay here.
Tell me, did you actually come here expecting to take my brother-in-law with you?
When you have told me what I wish to know, Regent will go with me of his own accord.
Oh. Even though you have the emerald, you still don't know how to make use of it.
But you will tell me. You might have used this sorcery of yours to gain power for yourself. I have seen for myself the incredible things you do. Now the power is mine.
Or it will be as soon as I've given you a few mystical phrases to repeat.
So you admit it. When you gave me the emerald, you lost the power it conferred.
Roxor, hasn't it occurred to you that there's a reason why you failed?
Fail?
You've had this mania.
Mania? You say I'm a madman?
This mania for making use of sorcery. You accepted the help of Dmitri because he told you he could command all the black forces of evil in the universe.
But he lied to me.
Next, somehow you met Dr. Shaw. Does it mean nothing to you that he transforms men and women into mindless creatures, lower than animals?
Dr. Shaw, he is more interested in his infernal experiments than in my plan.
Oh, then you're through with him, too.
This morning I handed him over to the police. They were very pleased to have him in custody.
On what charge?
They are alarmed at the growing strength of the Dakukafai. They believe that with Shaw in their hands, the Dakukafai will become impotent.
But of course you have someone else in mind to give them orders now. Someone like Robert Regent.
And you cannot prevent it. When you exchanged the emerald for the life of Regent's son, you gave me all the power I need. This is a moment I have long awaited.
You don't know how true that is.
And what do you mean?
I mean I'm going to give you a demonstration of what you called sorcery.
Good.
Which is nothing of the sort. And this is something you'll never forget.
I am waiting.
It might have happened to Napoleon. Unfortunately, it didn't. It might have happened to Hitler. Perhaps it did.
Do not compare me with those...
Yes. They too had your dream of ruling the world. Listen.
That sound.
Yes. You've heard it before. Roxor, far out in the Atlantic Ocean, is a small island. Uninhabited now, except for the voices of forgotten men, whispering in the ruins of a forgotten world.
What are you saying?
You're going there. Before you're picked up by some ship off its course, you'll know what it means to rule the world. For you, that island will be the world.
Stop, Chandler! Stop, I say!
Too late. Roxor, as you listen to my words, you are even now on the island of the dead.
Won't you change your mind? You might still be able to get a ticket.
I'm sorry I can't, Dot. I'm going up to see the Yogi before I come to America.
We'll give your love to Naji, Uncle Frank. Maybe she'll be with us when you get home.
I hope so.
Dad looks worried, as if he thought we'd missed the plane. Maybe we better get aboard.
I think you can.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Dorothy. Bye.
And that's the final episode of Series 3 of Chandu the Magician from January 28, 1949. the show would morph from a serial to a weekly program and a half hour later on. But January 28, 1949, Chandu the Magician on Classic Radio Theater. Please take a moment to thank this radio station and support their advertisers. It is their kindness and courtesy that allows us to be with you each and every time we roll around. The stations have us on their programs, and the sponsors pay for this radio station to stay on the air. Kind of a good relationship, don't you think? Thank them both, won't you please? And please drop us a note. You can do so by going to my webpage, classicradio.stream. classicradio.stream. There you'll find links to all of our social media. You can contact us that way. You can contact us through classicradio.stream. There you can also learn more about building your own classic radio collection, and you can also hear our shows on demand. You can also hear our shows on demand, so if you miss a day, you don't have to miss a show. You can always find us at anywhere podcasts are served, including iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Just search for Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Tell all your friends, won't you please? The great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station.